Hi, this is Bernard Rose from Trailers from Hell, and I want to talk to you today about The Whole Wide World, which was the directorial debut of Dan Ireland, a very good friend of mine, who I knew for many years and actually produced my first film, Paper House.
It was a time of change in America, when proud, independent young women were finding their voices.
You've never said damn on a Sunday?
Lord, no. Think of the children.
What children? Do you see any children in here for me to defile with my damn?
The Whole Wide World is a kind of biopic of Robert E. Howard, who was the creator of Conan the Barbarian, and he was, with Lovecraft, one of the great pulp writers of the 1930s in the pulp magazines. In modern terms, is therefore one of the creators of the kind of nerd culture that we now exist in. And of course, in that era, it was an outsider form of art, and Robert E. Howard was a total outsider in that he was possibly deranged, certainly a little strange. Vincent D'Onofrio plays him in this film, and it's a really thoroughly underrated performance. He's daring, he's big, he's kind of moving, he's kind of awkward, he kind of lumbers around. He never seems crazy. He never lets you go down an easy road and say, oh, he's this, or oh, he's that. And I think, nowadays we tend to have these great faith and these labels that people put on people's conditions and give them pills for. I'm sure that back in the 30s, if they'd had those labels, they would have stuck them on Howard and filled him full of pills, instead of letting him sit at his typewriter and screaming about muscle men and scantily clad women and typing out all this crazy pulp stuff that he did. Anyway, the film is told from the point of view of a woman who had a kind of quasi-romance with him. It was originally supposed to be played by Olivia d'Abo. She got pregnant, and they were left without an actress to play the lead, I think, just a matter of weeks before they started shooting. And a young unknown actress came in and read for them. And I actually heard Vincent say once this was an audition that would get anybody the part. And this actress was Renee Zellweger. And this was actually, no one had ever seen her or heard of her before this film. And she is kind of amazing in the movie. And as amazing she is, obviously she went on and had an incredible career, and she does sort of provide this huge emotional heart to the film, in as much as that she's the sort of sane school mom who's very intrigued by Howard but doesn't really know how to deal with him. When the film came out, a lot of attention was focused on Zellweger because clearly a star was born in that sense. I really think that it's hard not to really look at the film now and see how amazing Vincent D'Onofrio is in the part and how unique his performance was. Dan had a kind of very classical style of making a film, and I think when people have a classical style, it's easy to overlook what they're doing without realizing how difficult that kind of thing is to pull off. And in a film that's ultimately a series of two-handed scenes, the film is constantly cinematic and rather beautiful and very kind of grand in its scoring and its sound. It's as if he took this very simple, spare story, but wrapped it in the audio of a big action Conan the Barbarian film, and it really works as a kind of conceit. And it's a beautiful little film. Sadly, Dan died suddenly earlier this year. And to paraphrase the end of the movie, actually, he was a very good friend of mine, and I was glad to know him. And though I won't see him again soon, he's still my friend.
I'd be a fool not to listen to the greatest pulp writer in the whole wide world, Robert E. Howard.
Well, that you would, by God. That you would.
The whole wide world. In his wildest dreams, he never imagined a love like this.